everyone. Today we're going to deal with the sector area of a circle. So I'm going to show you what the sector area is. Right? So it says and here is area, the area of a sector of a circle that have radii from the center. From origin, from origin, okay? The origin's in the center. So we have a radius that goes that way and a radius that goes that way, right? So we're going to deal with the area. So the area means the slice of pizza. How big of a slice of pizza are we going to have, right? So let me show you. So we're going to need two things again, right? We're going to need two key pieces of information. We're going to need radius and we're going to need theta, right? Now these two look familiar because this is the same two that we're going to use that we used in arc length, but which was how long the crust of the pizza is. But now we're going to know how much actual pizza. So the radius is the distance from the center to the side, which is r. And this distance is the same. It's also r, but we don't need to do it twice. And then the theta, which was the degrees, how big of a slice of pizza this is, was in blue, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the area of this little piece of pie, or the little piece, the slice of pizza, excuse me. So the area is what's inside the actual pizza. That's the area. So we're going to find how much space is that, right? So let's see. So we're going to start with SA, right? We're going to start with SA here. SA means sector area. Or here it's called area of a sector, but SA, right? It's the other way around, AS, but here I'm using SA, okay? So we're going to use the actual same elements here, right? In the formula, just like we did with arc length. So with this formula, we're going to start with pi first. Pi, right? We always have pi. Pi is when you divide the diameter, how long, from one side going to the center all the way to the other, divided by the circumference, all the way around. That's pi, okay? And then we're going to multiply that by r, which is the radius, but we're going to square that. So r times r. And we're going to multiply that by theta divided by 360. Now it's divided by 360 because remember the entire circle is 360, but I only need this part right here. So that's what theta means. I only need this little slice of pizza. So let's clean this up, right? Let's clean this up. First, let's highlight everything that we know. So theta is in blue and radius is in purple. So let's put it in the same order that we did arc length because let's try to be consistent. So with arc length, we had one big division line and the bottom is going to be 360. And on top, what's left? Well, on the arc length, I put theta first. So I'm going to put theta first here also. Times, I put r second. R, but this time r has a little square in it, times pi at the end. Now what am I missing? You guys remember what I'm missing on top there from the arc length that we always have to put in? I'll give you a hint. There's two of them. One in the end and one in the beginning. Exactly. Parentheses. We cannot forget our parentheses. And again, this is theta, which is how many degrees the pizza slice is, and r, which is the radius, the distance from the center to the side of the circle. Right? And that's the formula that we're going to use to find the area of the sector. Right? So let's see here. Let's see this example that they give us here, right? So it says that the radius is 12 yards. So from here to here is 12. Well, the radius is in purple. So let me do this in purple here. 12. And from here around is 150 degrees. Well, that's my theta. That's 150 degrees, right? So this is my R, and this is my theta. Now I want to know the area of this sector, or this piece of pizza slice, which is a big one, right? So how much space is this pizza slice taking up right here? How much is in this section here? So what we're going to do is, we're going to find the formula. We're going to use, we're going to find the answer with the formula. So this is area of sector, or SA, is equal to, what is my formula here? Parentheses theta, I'm copying it over, times r squared times pi, parentheses, all over 360. So let's highlight what we have. So my theta is in blue. My radius is in purple. So now all we're going to do is substitute. So my theta is 150. So parentheses always first. 150 times my r, my radius is 12. Don't forget the little 2 here, the little squared, times pi, parentheses, all divided by 360. And that's our SA. Now, when you enter this into your calculator, which I'm going to go grab here, when you enter this into your calculator, make sure you put in the parentheses. Now, if you're using the Delta Math calculator, you're going to look for the little button that says a to the power of 2, or a squared, right? So instead of 12, it's little a. On this calculator here, let me see if you guys can see here. On this calculator, it's right there. Do you see x to the power of 2? That means x squared. So whatever number squared. So when I'm going to punch this into the calculator, I'm going to say, let's see, turn it on, and I'm going to say parentheses, 150 times, so I'm going to do this exactly the way it looks. 150 times 12 squared. You see the little button there? That one, squared. See the little 2 comes up. Times pi, which in this calculator, pi is right there. Pi, parentheses, right? And the whole thing divided by 360. That gives us 188.495. So 188.495. Now I did 3 numbers because just like in the previous assignment, I'm going to round to the nearest hundredths. Hundredths is 2 numbers after the decimal. So 1, 2. So this 9 here is my 100th place. That means that this 5 is going to tell this 9 what to do. So this 5, since it's 5 or above, it's going to tell the 9 to become a 10. Right? So it's going to become a 10. But then I have to carry the 1 here. So that 4 is going to become a 5. And then I bring down everything else. And that right there is my solution. That is my surface area. 188.5. All right. So let's do a couple of examples on that you're going to see on Delta Math. This is the formula we're going to use, right? So let's take a look here. Let's see what this looks like here on Delta Math. So the question says, in circle Q, which is the center, right? Circle Q, with measure angle PQR is equal to 60. PQ, right? Q is the middle here. PQR is equal to 60. So that means that my 60 degree is right there. And PQ, from P to Q, is 16 units. So we have 16 right there. Find the area of the sector, rounded to the nearest hundredth place. So I know I have to round to the nearest hundredth. And I'm going to find the area, which is, I'm going to find the pizza slice. How much pizza do I have? How much pink pizza do I have in this problem here? So I'm going to use my formula. Actually before that, let's not forget that my theta is in blue and my radius is in purple. And this is my theta and this is my radius. So let's use our formula here. Parentheses. Surface area equals parentheses theta times r squared times pi parentheses divided by 360. Make sure that I got that correct here. Yes, r squared times pi divided by 360. Perfect. So now I'm going to remember that my theta is in blue and my radius is in purple. So all I'm going to do is substitute, right? So my theta, how much is my theta? My theta is 60. So parentheses 60 times my r, my radius is 16. 16 squared times pi, parentheses, the whole thing divided by 360. And this is my surface area. So once again, you're going to type this in exactly the way you see it on your Delta Math calculator. You're going to start with parentheses 60 times 16. Now you're going to look for where it says a to the power of 2 in your Delta Math calculator, which is the set of numbers on the left or the set of buttons on the left of your calculator. It says a to the power of 2. So you're going to say 16 and you're going to press that button, a to the power of 2, then you're going to have a little square. Times pi, parentheses, divided by 360. And that's going to give you, let me do it here on my calculator, times 16 squared times pi, parentheses, divided by 360. And that gives us 134 point. So SA is equal to 134.041. Now Now remember, I write 3 numbers because I need to round to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth is 2 zeros, so 2 numbers after the decimal. That's my hundredths place. And this 1 is going to tell this pink number what to do. So since this is less than 5, it's 4, 3, 2, or 1, it's going to tell the 4 to stay exactly where it is. So this is going to be 134.0. The 4 is going to stay 4. And that's my answer right there for this first problem. All right, let's do one more example here on Delta Math. So in circle F, F is my center here. Measure angle EF, right? F is the center, G, EF, G is 168 degrees. So this is 168 degrees. And EF, from E to F, is 13 units. So this is 13. Find the area of the sector EFG. So let me start with this is my theta, which is in blue. This is my radius, which is in purple. And this is my theta, and this is my R. And I'm finding the area, which I'm finding the inside. So I'm finding this right here. This whole area right here, this almost half a pizza slice right there. Almost half a pizza, I'm sorry. Right, not quite half, but almost half. So I want to find this area right here. So I'm gonna use my formula. SA is equal to parentheses theta times R squared times pi, parentheses, divided by 360. So my theta is in blue, and my R is in purple. And so I'm gonna substitute. So SA is equal to theta, which is 168, is in blue, times R squared, R is 13, so 13 squared, times pi, the whole thing divided by 360. So don't forget, when you are typing this in to your calculator on Delta Math or on your own calculator, the parentheses. So parentheses 168 times 13 squared, right? Don't forget the square button, times pi, parentheses, the whole thing divided by 360. That equals to 247.766. Now again, I am rounding to the nearest hundredth place. The hundredth is the second number after the decimal. So this 6 is going to tell this 6 what to do. So since it's 5 or bigger, it's going to tell this 6 to go up to a 7. So my answer is going to be 247.77. And that's going to be my solution right there. And those are the 2 examples that you're going to see on Delta Math. Now remember to do this work with me, right? If you haven't done it yet with me, rewind it, write it on your own piece of paper, and then do the work with me, right? That's the best practice that you can have to make sure that you get these answers, these solutions correct, right? Don't forget the little square button, right? If you have it on a separate calculator, like on mine, where it says x to the power of 2, or if you're using the Delta Math calculator, you're going to look for the little button that says a to the power of 2, right? A to the power of 2. that button right there. And that'll give you the square. So 13, press that button, and then you're gonna get the little square, okay?